Good afternoon and welcome to Sport Northwest. I'm Rob Lindley.
And I'm Tom McGrath.
Coming up for you today, we have the latest on the contrasting fortunes of Preston North End and Accrington Stanley. We'll also bring you the news from behind the scenes at out of form Warrington Wolves. Warrington Wolves will be hoping to bounce back from successive defeats when they travel to Salford tomorrow night. Our reporter Tom Gibson went down to the Halliwell Jones Stadium to find out what's been going wrong. And that game kicks off at the Salford City Stadium tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. Don't forget to join us again at the same time tomorrow for a preview of this weekend's sporting action. But for now, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
A kid who may well have been honing his skills on one of those days is Callum Jones. The 26-year-old enters the squad this year, having somewhat of a connection with the team, with both his brother being a teammate and his father being the head coach.
It's been alright. I mean, basically basketball just dominates every conversation now, like at home or, you know, anywhere we are basically. So sometimes it's a bit frustrating for my mum and stuff like that, but it's been alright. I played for him before I went to America, so we know how to manage that relationship a little bit. I get some stick from the lads in the dressing rooms, and then like opposing fans are always like giving us a lot of stick, like, oh, go cry to daddy, you know, like if we don't get a foul or something. So it's just mostly in good fun though, so it's alright. This is probably one of the proudest I've been, one of my proudest moments in basketball. You know, the name Manchester Giants is still so widely recognised in Manchester, and it's just, you know, it's a privilege to represent my hometown basically, so I love it.
With that passion and that fight flowing through the team once more, the Giants are beginning to live up to their name by occasionally proving too big for their current home venue, Wright Robinson's College in Gorton, with the CEO revealing they are on a lookout for a potential new arena.
Yes. We're in discussions, we're in negotiations with the Manchester City Council regards the basketball venue that's going to be built on Bellevue, probably going to be ready in late 2014. So we're in discussions about making that the land of the Giants, and playing there. At the moment they're talking about the capacity being about 2,500, which we're not convinced that's going to be big enough moving forward. So that's the slight issue at the moment. We'd rather go for a venue probably around about 4,000 to 5,000. So we've got different options at the moment which we're exploring. Hopefully probably in about 6 months' time we'd be in a position to make an announcement.
The Isle of Man TT is one of the most exhilarating of racing events in the world, and one man hoping to compete is Chorley-born Liam Weston. The 35-year-old only started racing 2 years ago, but after winning numerous events, is quite optimistic of causing an upset.
If I could get the right bike in the right team, then there's always that possibility, because I'm quite a confident person. I just think you can if you want to.
That confidence has undoubtedly stemmed from the ever-increasing victories Weston has had since he entered the competitive field this time last year.
When it came round to first race of the season, which was May, I don't know, I'd done a few practice laps and I thought, I'm pretty quick here, like, so at least in the rookies I thought I might have a chance of getting myself a little trophy, and it just all came together and I started winning races.
The TT is infamous for its spectacular crashes, and although these riders survived, others are not quite so fortunate.
That's kind of the attraction to me in a weird way, because you don't want to go and kill yourself. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You want to stay on the bike and do a lap and win if you can, because that's the buzz. Because if you achieve that goal, it's like the buzz is more because it's a harder challenge. It's dangerous, you know, and it does take a lot of lives, and I think as a young lad I was a bit wild, so I might I don't know, I think I'll be better now going with a mature head on my shoulders.
While Weston polishes up his skills on the road, one consistent cornerstone of support in his racing comes from his fiancée Jennifer, who he praises relentlessly and plans on marrying in the environment of the other great love of his life.
I didn't persuade her. I took her to Isle of Man because it's my favourite place. It's the best place in the world. To propose to her, because I'm a biker and it's in my blood, like, so I thought that'd be a good little place. And it's a tranquil little island when the TT's not on. And then it were her that said to me, do you want to, we'll get married here if you want, because we were going to go to Italy or something. And she said, we'll come to Isle of Man and do it here. And I thought that's a good idea. So it were her idea really. And she loves coming to meetings, and she comes to everyone, she supports me, she's the best bird in the world really.
With his passion fueled by his recent success on the track, Weston will hope to continue that form when he enters the Manx Grand Prix next year, before tackling the main event in 2015. Rob Lindley, Sport North West. And obviously you've got them great memories, and obviously must be in a lot with your dad playing and coaching for. So what does it mean for you now to play for them yourself?
This is probably one of the proudest I've been, one of my proudest moments in basketball. You know, the name Manchester Giants is still so widely recognised in Manchester, and it's just, you know, it's a privilege to represent my hometown basically, so I love it.
And I mean, you've played all over the world as well now, but you're back in Manchester.
Yeah.
What does playing for Manchester mean to you, really?
It means a lot. To me, it's a chapter in a book that needs closing. I said to myself that when I'm going to finish my season, it's always good to go back to where you started. It makes you feel good, and it's more appreciative when you finish where you started. I didn't want to finish in Europe. I wanted to come home and play like a couple of seasons in England, and then basically call it quits and start coaching my own team and running my own stuff.
And talking about moving forward as well, there's talks of a new stadium, possibly?
Yes. We're in discussions, we're in negotiations with the Manchester City Council regards the basketball venue that's going to be built on Bellevue. Probably going to be ready in late 2014. So we're in discussions about making that the land of the Giants.
There's already a goal down here. Matt Struminski has already broke the deadlock. Great work from Joe Lolly down the right hand side. Threaded it through to Matt Struminski, and he's passed the keeper already. It was a fabulous finish. He kept calm under pressure and just slotted it straight under the keeper, and it's 1-0 already down here at the Preston Sports Arena to the UClan Firsts. The keeper, Joe Clancy, who has been compared to the monk from the Meme Machine by his teammates. Apparently he's got a bit of a hot head. Now to number 2, Liam Smith on the left-hand side. Again, neither team really keeping hold of possession here. But it's broke here for Joe Lolly. He's taken on his man and he's got cleared. He's one-on-one with the keeper. He's gone around the keeper and he's finished. It's 2-0 here, Tom McGraw. Great finish.
Absolutely.
Joe Lolly's away on this right-hand side. Joe Lolly attacking the defence, but he's well. Oh, he's still got it. He's still going. Joe Lolly passes it across the goal mouth. Oh, and I don't know how it's not gone in. Oh, no, Joe Lolly, it's a great cutback here for Ryan O'Toole, but Ryan O'Toole's just smacked it against the bar. Yeah, I have to say I've been very impressed with Rob Hatchard since he came on, like with that very good assist, very unselfish play. Could have gone himself, but instead placed it across for Joe Lolly. And he's given UConn a bit of a selection headache for next week, because like Hatchard started last week and Keeney came on in the press, and this week Keeney started in. Hatchard's come on in the press, so it's a very big selection next week for UConn. Fleetwood Town's recent history has been a merry one. After their astonishing rise into the Football League was remarkably completed last season with their 5th promotion in just 7 years, few would have predicted the Cod Army to be sitting just 1 point outside the playoff places in League 2, about to enter the halfway stage. One man who has seen it all is first-team coach Steve McCauley, who is aware of the impact their history has had, but is only focused on the squad he has now and the job they have in hand.
Obviously, it's a small town, and there has been a buzz around the place because obviously we've had good success here at Fleetwood Town. It does transfer over to local businesses and people alike. You know, you get your players fit for the division you're in, hopefully to compete and be successful. So as we've gone up the leagues, obviously the quality of player has to improve. So now we're in the league, we've got to push on again. We just want to be as successful as we can each and every season.
And it's not just the first team that have been affected since Chairman Andy Pilley's successful takeover in 2003. Youth team manager Steve Carlin praises the impact Pilley has had on his team and the future he has created at the grassroots level for Fleetwood.
There is a great vision for the youth to come through, and also the youth lads get to see and train with some first team players to allow them to develop. If you look, even going back as far as just last season, we were only playing against other conference sides and other college sides, and further back than that we were just playing against local teams, and the level of players that we're getting in the youth, we only get them through the sustainability of what Chairman's done for the actual first team.
A big part of that history was former manager Mickey Mellon, who after taking over in 2008 was sacked by the club a fortnight ago. It was a surprising decision to many, but Mellon, 2 days before it was announced, spoke of the pressure he was under.
It's at times like this that you have to manage rather than when you're winning games. So this is when you find out an awful lot about your players and an awful lot about yourself, and thoroughly enjoying the challenge and looking forward to the next one that's coming our way on Saturday. If you're a manager of any football club and you don't say that you're expected to win games of football, then you're kidding yourself. So there's always pressure at Fleetwood.
And last week Fleetwood appointed Preston North End legend Graham Alexander as the latest man to be put under that pressure and to lead the club forward despite his lack of experience as a football manager.
Living in Preston for 13 years now, so I've been around the area for quite a while. Obviously seen Fleetwood emerge from the shadows and establish themselves as a league club in quite a rapid timescale. So it's great to join the adventure. You know, it's a bit of an adventure for me, being a new manager, and hopefully we can grow together. Steve
McCauley survived the transition of bosses, but says it's too early to tell if the move will be a successful one.
I'm sure he'll want to implement his own thoughts. He's played a lot of league games, but time will tell.
With the fan base growing by the year, I caught up with the fans to see what they think of the new appointment.
I think he's 110%, always was as a player, so I think he'll do really well.
Well, I'm mystified by Mellon going, a little bit suspect about the new manager's experience.
I think he'll do all right, if Billy gives him money to spend on that, like he's been doing with Mellon.
We've got an experienced squad there, they just need to play in the right positions. God forbid if he brings back Parkin.